So practices are a huge part of my transformation. They have been. And they cause me to feel actually really solid and really supported. And it's like always like a barometer for where I am in my spiritual, emotional, and transformational journey. So one of my practices is that I started this a while back, and then I started this, and I do some really simple practices that our brain wants to say, oh no, that's not hard enough. Our brain wants to feed us the information like, come on, how can that's not going to do anything. Well, these have built, I have built and layered on and layered on and layered on, and literally I have trained myself into like so many beneficial neural pathways, because I used to drink over everything. I'm a recovering alcoholic. I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke I used to do powder cocaine. I used to smoke crack cocaine. So, and it never occurs to me to reach to anything except for coffee and the occasional plant medicine, to expand my consciousness. But I don't do anything to change the way I'm feeling. And I have started training. I started years ago training my brain to, out of its programmed negative bias, into almost always positive thinking. I can move into the positive really, really quickly. Now that also doesn't mean that I don't have discernment, that if I don't like something, I can say, no, I don't like something. If something energetically feels wrong to me, I have great intuition. I'm like, no, I don't like something. So then allow this to be really simple, because layered on top of this, then you start to see your weird maladaptive emotional states, things like codependency, things like people pleasing, things like lack mindset, things like desperation, things like fear. You start seeing all these things. So when you start these really simple practices, it grows and grows and grows. So don't allow the negative bias in your mind to tell you, that's no big deal. That's just not going to do anything, because what that is that's the ego trying to preserve its sense of self. Override that. And I hope that you make this practice, allow this, if you will build on these practices and allow them to completely change your brain and eventually your life, they will. All right. So this is the first practice that I start with. And I simply sit, and I don't need to sit any kind of way. As you can see, I have just been having a day where I've been writing inside. So it's not, you don't need to be sitting in any sort of space. I've got all the lights on, and this is an open eye practice. Okay. So I just kind of start scanning the room, and I will do this out loud. Now you can do it silently to yourself, but I will do it out loud so you can see what I'm thinking. And all I'm doing is allowing my thoughts to come to me. I'm going to qualify them as either good, keep it, bad, cancel. Negative, positive, keep it, negative, cancel it. The first thing I noticed is why didn't I have my dining room light on all day? I've been sitting here without my dining room light on. Negative, cancel it. I did not Windex my glass table. Negative, cancel it. I love tea light candles. I'm so glad that I got my new tripod. It works better than the old one. I love my house. I feel very full. I just ate vegetables for dinner and they were delicious. So glad that I'm no longer eating meat. I finally got back to a pescatarian diet, not a vegetarian, but it just feels great in my body. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. All of those are very, they're positive. My friend Tara's CBD salve. Oh, it's my favorite. Keep it. Where I practice a lot, my brain is just on automatic pilot, on autopilot. It knows once that I'm starting to wind down for the day. It knows. And especially once I start, saying keep it and cancel, it stops feeding me a bunch of thoughts. But that is literally the whole practice. Sit in your living room, sit in your bedroom, sit in your television room, sit in it outside on your balcony. And literally just allow just whatever's coming and say, if it's negative, cancel it. If it's positive, keep it. And that's the whole practice. Do that every day for 7 days, and then we'll build on it. All right.